Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Did I Stutter? Let's get into tour dates right away. I am coming to Wisconsin a bunch. Anyway, drewlynch.com. Kansas City, Missouri. We're going to Columbia, Missouri, St. Louis, Missouri, Syracuse, New York, Albany, New York. I don't know when this episode will drop. Honestly, you might miss this is what you missed. Wisconsin and Kansas City. I was fine at all of these places. So go to drewlynch.com and get tickets, or you don't even have to. Just go to my website and be like, this isn't very good. And then you can check out clips there where those aren't good either. And I'll be in Brea, California. So if you're in the SoCal area and you so grace us by hopping off your longboards to come to my show, or you, get done with your diarrhea from your wheatgrass shot, feel free to swing in to see me. All right, let's get into it. My guest today is truly one of the kindest and funniest individuals I've ever met. He has a special that he just dropped called the Not Special Special on YouTube. He is an up-and-coming comic, but he's an up-and-coming, he's already passed whatever. He's coming. He's hither. And he is also part of Liza's Locals. He is a buddy of mine, a cigar aficionado. Please welcome Jason Cheny, everybody. Woohoo!
Whoa!
You're in.
I like to clap for myself.
Yeah, well, that's good. Yeah. It gives energy. It feels weird to say. It feels weird to welcome somebody and then not have some sort of reaction. Do you ever go on stage sometimes and you just say to the audience, "Give it up for that guy" or "Give it up for that girl," because you need to get the sense that you can have some just break the ice all the way, or do you?
Yeah, a lot of the times, or do you what?
Well, or do you, or does it change? Because I always feel, only recently have I actually put, I realized I was just autopiloting every single time, that I was just like, keep it going for this person, because you see it once and then you're just like, all right, I guess that's the etiquette. But you don't have to, you know what I mean? You don't always have to do that.
You don't look like an etiquette guy. Not that you don't have, no, like, no, not in that way. As in, like, it doesn't seem like you would do it just because.
Oh,
do you know what I mean?
I see.
But you realize that this time?
Well, it's just something that I just put more thought into recently. But I want to know,
okay.
like, what is it? When you go on stage, are you always like?
If I'm uncomfortable, then I go, keep it going for that person's name, because then I don't know what to. I try to say a thing that's in the room, like the first thing. But then if I don't have a thing, I go, wow. I bring my attention to that person, just so that they...
All the credibility of that person being good is gone. Once you say they're good, they were not. You ran out of something.
Well, if they were good, then great. But if they weren't...
Keep it going for them.
Well, you still let the crowd know, because you know, when you're like on like a showcase lineup or whatever, they're all good, but sometimes if they're not, whatever, but then you still go like, they're so good because it's for the crowd. Yeah. They have to know they're getting a good banana. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Even if it's a bad banana, you go, but you focus on the positive things.
Yeah. 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 Wow.
Like if a brown banana is because some people don't like brown bananas.
Why the banana?
Well, I just like bananas, and also you have
I can't say it. Is that why?
Oh no! Oh, sorry, I didn't. I thought I was pro banana because you're on a banana. I just thought he likes bananas, and I was like, I like bananas. I'm gonna do a banana.
You're pandering right now. You're saying keep it going for Drew and his stutter right now.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
No. It's a bit passive aggressive to put a giant banana into a studio, and then I don't. It's like I'm upset that you acknowledge it.
I know. Why would you do that, man?
It's a real power move.
Why would you do that? You put a trap in, and I went in it. But
so I have so many things that I wanted to talk to you about today. I want to get into where it is that you started. You and we started around the same time. But not sometimes. Like we would see each other at mics early on, and you really feel like you're in the trenches with somebody when you start, doing billiards, like when you start doing pool. Yeah, like yeah.
Wow, you were really far ahead of me. I was in laundromats. And shit.
Well, after my laundromat spots, I was.
Oh, got it.
I wanted to end on a good night. So I want to know where it is that you started, and did you start in LA with stand up?
I started in San Diego, and then nobody liked me, and well, the first mic that I've ever did was at Saul's Comedy Hole.
Yeah,
and
but that's not in San Diego.
It's not. I drove up like 2 hours, and then because I was like, I can't have anybody, like that's how crazy insecure that I was like, I can't have anybody see me in San Diego. I have to go far away land.
You're still that insecure.
I am.
You're still,
I am.
You still do Sal's. They're closed for years. You got to stop waiting out there.
But I had a billboard and said Sal's commemorate. Yeah. But yeah, I did that, and then I came down. But you know what? When you said when we're in the trenches, were we in the trenches? Because I remember seeing you in the LA spot a little bit, but then I think I saw you more when I saw AG after I see you on AGT.
Interesting.
And then because I remember I'll see you at like Comedy Magic Club, or like the store, and I remember seeing you, and I never really talked to you in the beginning because I thought you were a great comic. Is just that sometimes, and I had nothing, so I was really intimidated by everybody, and then you had just been on AGT, you know what I mean?
Interesting. Well, I know that the hardest I hit the scene as far as clubs around town.
You thought you were better than everybody.
Is that what? No, absolutely.
You thought you were better than me.
No,
you did.
Wait, hang on. Those are two different things.
Because you thought
better than everybody.
Because I saw you, I go, that's true, Lynch. And then
you
go
pointed
like
every time. It's so
weird.
I
point at you, and you go like this.
I think we're both mixing each other up. Yeah.
No, I remember seeing you in LA.
Well, here's the thing: is I did see you quite a bit in 2014. In 2015 is when I did AGT, but in 2014.
Wow, you remember that?
Yeah, in 2014 is when I saw you the most because I was that was the year that I did like 590 sets or something. So I was just around everywhere. I remember I saw you, I saw Silnitzer, I saw Brad, I saw Connor McSpadden, I saw a lot of I saw just a lot of these people, and you kind of in that crew as well, just doing like little spots and here and there. And so yeah, sometimes they were shows, but honestly, that was the year that I really sunk my teeth into just going up a bunch, getting as many reps.
You didn't really hang out though. You're not a hangout guy.
I'm not. Honestly, I'm not. And that's why having this podcast is more my speed. I think you and I've talked about this before, but I'm addicted to
working.
Yes, but I think the thing that goes with that is I'm addicted to something going on at the same time as something else. So if yes, we're hanging out, and you and I are friends. Yeah. But I don't like lunch dates, or when you take a meeting or a general where you're just sitting there and you're facing each other.
Because it feels like you're doing nothing.
Yeah, it's so weird. It's just like so many things are going on. So it's just an energy thing. I need something else to be going on while something else is happening, and that probably has a larger conversation to do with just things I need to address in my life. Clearly I'm running, but I need to mask it with work, and so I built a whole studio.
Really? The more beautiful the studio, the more that you're hiding.
The more
demons.
But I'm addicted to work, and but at the same time I
was taking a shower today.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Sorry, I interrupted you.
No,
quick.
Sure. Go ahead. No.
No.
I want to hear your shower.
No, it's not. It's a quick thing. I was showering today.
I hope it's a long thing. Go ahead.
No, and then I thought I was washing my balls and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I thought to myself, if I want to hang out with Drew Lynch, I think I'm gonna have to ask him to do his podcast.
Why?
Today, I literally thought that. I go, this is because he's working so much. I literally thought that today I took a shower in the morning for the podcast because I want to smell nice for you. Sorry, I just want to say that segment. I apologize. I interrupted you. But I want to let you know I showered for you. And I also want to let you know that I thought that you were a hard worker, and that's why. That's why I was like, but go ahead. Sorry.
If you could, thank you, appreciate it. If you can think about me with your balls, that's good.
It was slippery and everything. I was having a good time. And I go, I'm going to see Drew Lynch today. Please.
Thank you, buddy. I feel like with this, pod, it's my way of like, it's like an introverted's way of being extroverted a little bit. And it's here. Yes, it's at my place. Yes, it's like I and it's not that I dislike hanging out with people. It's just the scene is just so fast paced and you never know if somebody's glad handing. You don't know if someone's being genuine. And so I think I can come off as a little bit distant because I usually focus on the things that I can control, which has a lot to do with just the writing and just the time that you want to put into the time that you have on stage. And so, I guess go.
So can you, I'm going to keep on. I'm sorry, because I want to forget, but I want you to remember the train of thought.
Okay.
I'm like a bald eagle when there's a train, and I come into the train and I go, hello, and then continue the train. Do you know what I mean? Is that a good analogy? When you said God damn it, now I got distracted by the bald eagle. What was the thing that you said?
Why a bald eagle with the train?
Because I was just imagining.
Is that an actual
we're in the
thing?
desert.
Is that a proverb, or did you come up with that?
I came up with it.
Stop. Go to Proverbs.
Okay, sorry. Wait. You were saying the thing. Oh, what was it? I'm sorry. Sorry.
A bald eagle comes into a train
just to say hi. Some people get it. Trust me. 1 out of 2,000. 1 out of 2,000. Trust me. Drew Lynch. What was the thing that you said? I was really excited to tell you. And it was a quick thing, too. It was a quick segment.
Why a bald eagle?
I don't know. It's in my head. It was an image, and it projected it. And I don't know what kind of... Okay, not a bald eagle, like a swallow. But there's no swallows in the desert. And for me, I was imagining you are a train. And I'm on the train. And then I'm a bald eagle. I'm a little bit on the spectrum. I'm sorry, Joe.
That's all right.
But I really wanted that train. And then...
Wait, can you please tell me what this means? Like we were saying, when I appear on the scene, or when you appear on the scene, you're like a bald eagle?
No. I was this, so I was like, so the train is like the podcast that we have now. And then the bald eagle is like an unwanted visitor, which is my interrupting thought. But I'm so comfortable with you that I'm just like, I want to say this thing real quick. And then I want to continue on the train because I thought you enjoy the thing that I'm going to say.
I do.
Is this the podcast?
No, yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm ruining it. I'm ruining it. I'm sorry. I've already apologized.
Well, I want to hear why. I want to hear with the scene.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I have to get off the train. I want to hear with your own comfort zone in around town.
Oh, I got it.
Are you someone who is by the books of like I just show up and I do the set and then I leave, or are you more of like a hangout kind of a guy as well?
So in the beginning, I didn't know anyone. So I would do the set and I would sit there. Oh, I have a story to tell you too. But I would sit there because I don't know anybody. But people always say, hey, showing up is 90%. And that's bullshit. Yeah. Because you'll show up and you're just like a lamp. Yeah. And people go, oh, what's that lamp doing there? Nothing. Yeah. And then they don't think about it. Yeah. But so you have to, as a lamp, you have to say stuff too. Yeah. But then sometimes I will say stuff and it's not the good stuff. And people go, that's a weird guy.
Yeah.
And then so sometimes I don't want to do that. But now I think I'm a little more comfortable because every day the lamp shows up and every day the lamp is like and say a bald eagle thing.
Yeah.
But then I have good intentions. And
yes.
I think some people know this.
Yes.
And then so I get to now walk around and go, hey, man, you know, and then they go, yep, that's that guy.
Yeah.
And then so I think it is I do like to hang out a little bit, but I like to hang out one-on-one and get to know the other person because I'm more interested in the other person's thing. But then a lot of the times the hangout is a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I'm not great at that.
Yeah. Me neither. I'm not. Like when comics are in a conversation and they're laughing and they're just going this and this thing and this, I become like.
That's not true. You have the fun. You add to the thing.
You and I have very different perceptions of myself. It's very strange.
Yours is skewed for sure. You build a studio from the skewed perception. I just want to let you know that. You're delusional. No. I remember the thing that I was interrupting you to say. I was going to say that you do write. You probably come up at the very least one time. I think about you one time and in a negative way every week. Because
what the fuck?
I know, but I'm going to tell you why. I know.
Friends.
I don't like it either.
I don't think about you I never once think about you in a
I think about you negatively often. Yeah. But there's only one thing. It's only one thing. And the negative thing is that you write a lot and you write too quick and it's like really putting a lot of pressure. And I'm like, how does he write 3 things? That's bullshit. Sometimes I wake up in the morning and about 2 p.m. and then I look out into my window and I put my hands on my hip and I just go, that motherfucker. I do once a week. I go, that motherfucker is writing right now. And I'm sitting here with my hands on my hip and I get really mad. Because I'll put out clips and I go, I got no more clips, but Drew's got fucking 3 years worth of clips right now. He's selling so many tickets and his writing is really good. And I get really angry. And then I go eat like 3 dates. I like dry dates to make myself happy. And I go, fuck it, man. Life isn't fair. Some of us are comedians. Some of us are lamps.
The idea that you eat your shame away with a date is the best. It's like it's not even a shameful embellishment.
It's because of the morning. I eat ice cream at nighttime. But morning time I want to be healthy.
So you make sure you only think about me in the morning.
Well, no. Sometimes if I think about you at night, then I go to the ice cream. And then I take a shower. And I go, I'm doing his podcast soon. I'm sorry. Let's go back on your train. I liked your train. It was a nice train. Yeah, so I don't have... But, yeah, we did talk about this a bit. But I think that you're just so focused on your thing, you don't really hang out because of that, I feel like.
Well, I'm insecure. I'm insecure about just I've been insecure about my stutter for a really long time, and the fact that it's gotten so much better has opened me up a little bit more to talking to people and inviting them and it's never that I want to come off cold, and I hope that I don't come off cold. I'm deeply insecure of running into, someone like, there's so many comics out there who I'm fans of, regardless of different levels. You know what I mean? All different levels. I have comics who I'm a fan of, and and some of those people are even my friends. And that's a great thing. But I would say I struggle to I struggle just being myself in front of people because I'm afraid I'm gonna say the wrong thing, or kind of like similarly to what you were saying. But also, I'm afraid that I'm gonna stutter and then people are gonna get weirded or whatever. There's just that insecurity that I think is hardwired into the DNA of my adult life or my adult experience. So it's interesting how I grew up fairly sure of myself, and then something happened, and now it's kind of made me revert back into like childlike ways of socially interacting.
So before your injury, you were like very outgoing, like you would do like group talks.
I mean, I wouldn't say that I was outgoing. I would just say I was more outgoing than I am now.
Yeah. Okay.
But also it's not like, I mean, it's gotten much different. Like when I first met you, 2013, 2014, around that time, it was I was even a different person then. Like I wasn't as I was always nice to people. I always tried to be nice to people, but I was even more reserved. So I think who I am now is the closest version of who I was prior to my injury, just in terms of extending that social sort of
That's really nice. That's a huge thing.
yeah, it's big. I mean, it's big for it's big in that I had to come from such a place of like getting over my insecurities, getting over my fears and things like that.
Do you feel great now, like where you want to be in terms of like interacting with other people?
I think it could be even more, to be honest with you.
But was that time, or just?
How do you mean?
Like is that the amount of time that you want to spend? Or like, do you still feel a little uncomfortable? Like,
I think it's not even that it's, I don't think it's necessarily uncomfortable. It's just you have to make decisions all the time, and sometimes you want to make those decisions to be social. Sometimes you want to make those decisions to get something done. And I think I put so much on my plate because I know that when my back is against the wall, that's when I work the best. So but it's like hacking your system. It's like you do things that make you so uncomfortable because you know that you're going to put your best efforts towards making those things happen and meeting those deadlines. And once I figured that out, that was when I really started to apply. People call it like work ethic. I don't know what necessarily that is, but I know that for me, I apply deadlines to myself. It's like I'm such a good employee and I'm such an abusive employer. That's the truth. I'm such a good employee, and then as an employer, I'm like, you piece of shit. This is not enough. This is what you did. You did this. This is what you came back with. I gave you an hour. To come back with this. And that's what you wrote that. A page? I don't care if it's both sides. That's it? Is it page? Yeah. This is ridiculous.
It's never good. Have you ever go like, you know what, this is I bet you have moments, but I was going to ask you also, is there like, because you work so much, but do you ever want to take like do you ever fantasize? Because I don't really take breaks either. I take breaks more than you. Like when I eat a day.
Yeah, you stare out the window, yeah.
Just to make myself feel better. Sometimes I need a jerk.
I want you to know I'm gonna start waking up and thinking about you, but thinking about what you're doing.
Yeah. So just
I'm gonna be thinking about you,
and
thinking
feel
about
better
me,
about yourself.
And I'll be like, and now Jason's wandering over to the dates, and now he's pulling his dick out, and now he's in the shower to wash all of that off.
But do you ever feel like because I fantasize about like going to like on a vacation. Like I fantasize about doing nothing all the time.
Oh no,
you don't fantasize about that?
No,
wow,
bud. It's the opposite. I fantasize about doing all the things. Everything.
Oh wow, yeah. And then you don't, because even when you walk, because I've opened for you, and even when you walk, you are Genghis Khan. What I mean by that is that you are in the front leading an army, and that energy really inspires me. So that's part of my date routine. I eat some dates, I go back to the window, I go, he is a pack leader. He is a CEO of an army. CEO of an army. That's so stupid.
I feel bad when I walk in front of people because I do walk fast. I think I walk fast. I drive fast. I think we walk and we would maneuver the way that we're thinking. Obviously, you know.
Yeah, I know, and that's why I'm like, man, I'm always walking behind people. Dude, it doesn't matter who. It could be my mother. It doesn't matter. I'm walking behind my dog. I need to give myself a little more value, man. This is bad. But wow, that's really crazy that you don't fantasize about like vacations like that.
I fantasize about being at the cigar lounge, and then when I'm at the cigar lounge, then I'm like.
But you're working there too.
Yeah. So maybe it actually.
But it's better.
It has nothing to do with cigar lounges. Yeah.
Dude, when you I was talking to somebody who also does cigars, and I was like, man, because when you took me to cigar lounge, I thought, you know, you go like once a month, but Drew literally knows, like, because in the cigar lounge there's like a group of people that comes with the lounge, like they were born in the humidor. They pop out of nowhere and they just look. They always have a cigar and they live there. And you know them. Dude, I don't know. Like I never, that's like a huge thing to like know the people.
It's crazy how in the comedy scene, I'm so like, hey, how are you? But in the cigar, I'm like,
you're like the guy. You're like, hey. I was like, what is happening over here? And then you guys have like things, they come and sit down, they say hi. That is so cool, man. Yeah, that's like your spot. And it's like a nice cigar lounge too. They got like nice cigars, and yeah, that was a crazy thing.
Oh man, that was so much fun. So I want to get back.
Oh yeah,
back to you. You're so funny, and it's so easy to sidetrack. But that's great.
Sorry.
I will say. So I want people to know more about you, and I want to know more about you. I know enough, and you and I are friends, and we've hung out, we've worked together. I love just like you have just such a good. You just have such a good like spirit, you know. It's something that I think is you know, when we're hanging out in the green room or when we're going out to lunch or whatever we're doing, like it's just infectious to be around. And I think that I don't think it's you trying or not trying. I think it's just who you are. Now, when going back to when you're talking about like San Diego, when did you make that move to Los Angeles, and when did you make that decision that you were like, okay, I'm so likable, or I'm so I
never say that.
Well, I know, but with stand up there has to be something inside you that pushes you out to be like, no, but I have to do this, you know, like I get it. You and I are from the same cloth, and that we're like, all right, this isn't good, I'm not good, this isn't, you know, whatever. But at the same time, there's something inside you that pushes you to want to do this. And so I guess I wanted to ask you when it is that you found that, and when it is that you decided that was enough to make that move out to here.
Drew, I'm also running from stuff.
Yes, I know.
Yes, I know. Don't say yes, I know.
You smoke cigars in the park by yourself.
How'd you know?
You told me.
I know, it's really nice.
You. Yeah.
If you never smoke cigars at the park, it's really nice. You see you know, grass. Like big grass. Because it's LA. Some people are out there in Fort Wayne, Indiana. There's big grass, but then in LA or New York, there's no big grass. So you go to the thing, and then there's big grass, and you smoke, and you look at the sky, and you drink.
That's what I'm talking about.
You take 2 doubles of tequila, you sit there, and you're like, ooh, my Coleman lawn chair is spinning a little bit. And you just have a good time by yourself. But Sergio, when I decide, I always give my credit to Carrie, my wife, because I don't know why I said my wife like that, but
that's okay.
I always give her credit because I'm always like, I just never think like, oh man, I try to stop myself a lot because I don't think I'm good enough in a lot of things. And Carrie is always the person who always kind of go like, no, but you should try more, just try it, just do it, you know? And I think my whole life has been like that I don't do it because I don't think I'm good enough. And then Carrie will be like, no, you should just try it. Even if you don't think it's good enough, you should just do it and then see what happens. And she was really the person that pushed me to move to LA, and she got a job there. She was like proactive.
She pushed you to move to LA while she stayed in San Diego. She's like, no, you should go.
Yeah, you should go pursue your dreams.
Just please. No, you have to believe in yourself over there. I believe in you, not here.
Yeah, I believe you. If you go there, yeah, I would really believe in you.
I believe that you should go.
Do you want a divorce? What? If you really want to.
I will not take any of your dreams in the divorce. You can keep all of it. Just don't be near me.
Yeah. So that's yeah, so she.
And how
she
long
pushed me
ago
on
was that? How long ago?
That was like 7 years ago. 7 years ago.
7 years ago, you moved from San Diego to here.
So I would move after 2 or 3 years. We moved to Orange County, and we were there for a year, and then we went to LA.
Gotcha. So you started in San Diego. When did you start comedy? When were you like, this is when I'm going? When did you do Sal's Comedy Hole? When was it that you were?
It was 2013.
2013 is when you started.
I drove up, and yeah, so I was really sad. I was really sad before stand up, and I really wanted to like do a couple things to make myself happy.
Yeah.
I didn't live by my a lot of people have really sad things, but this is my sad thing, is that my mom told me that she didn't want kids like 3 times throughout my life. And then I didn't live with them till 5th grade, so there was evidence to back up her thesis.
So you're an only child. No.
I have a sister. I have a younger
You have a sister, but
yeah.
not until 5th grade. So she's 8 years younger than you.
She's 6. Well, I didn't live with them till 5th grade, but she was born 5.5 years after me.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. I don't think, yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, they didn't, yeah. I don't.
So much of your stand-up comes from your mom. Like, you talk a lot about your mom.
Mom, my dad, my grandma, yeah.
I think it's great. I think it's like, I think like Joe Coy talks. I mean, as like a comp, Joe Coy, he made a career off of it.
Yeah.
I mean, even Sebastian talks a lot about
family.
His Italian influence and family, and it's evident in your stand-up that you have such a refined POV and such a unique voice when talking about those experiences. And I think so many people who had similar upbringings are able to relate to that. But even me, who I didn't have a similar upbringing. I didn't have a Chinese mother. My dad was, but it's evident that even people who don't have that experience are still able to relate to that, and the I would say the harshness or the level of strict that your mom kind of had on you.
The thing is, Mr. Lynch, that I there's a couple things. One, I'm like insecure about the family thing because I don't know why there is a taboo thing about, like, I think I get it because that fan kind of did a lot of the family accent every time. But the thing is, recently too, the family has so much to do with my life. And because I think for a lot of immigrants is because we think is normal. And until like we come to America and we see other people live and we go, oh, that's not normal. Like if I was a Taiwanese comedian, I would never talk about family.
Yeah.
Because I go, yeah, this is just normal.
Yeah.
But I think because of, I don't know, I could be wrong, but people coming over, and that's why we talk about it, because we're like, oh, you guys are not like this, really.
Yeah.
Like that crazy.
There's so much comedy that's entrenched in what is the difference between something that is and then what it is you're comparing it to now.
Exactly.
Every single thing is a joke that is facing the direction of one setup, which is things were like this here, and here's where everything is the different.
Yeah, and I think because of that, but I do feel like weird sometimes because I'm like, oh, you do all the family stuff. That's why for like the longest time as well, and also is part of what I wanted to say is not about family. Is like, well, who I am is like discovering what I want to say, because you do a lot of those things. Is that you have a clear perspective on many things, like immediate. Even with your crowd work, you know the direction immediate where you want to do. But I think for a lot of maybe for Asian people, it's hard because we were never taught to critical think. Like, you know, the model of Chinese people is you just do what you're told because they have a dictator. And but so I remember going to Miramar College in San Diego, and the teacher was like, hey, you got to think, like, the most important thing is to think critically. And I don't even know what that really meant until like maybe 3-4 years ago, like from now. Because like I never go like, oh no, this is how I really feel, because it doesn't matter how the fuck you feel, you just do what you're told and what society wants you to do always. So it was hard for me to break out of that, and that's why I'm so like interested in like, oh, how do I feel, how do I really feel about this thing? And that's why I try to do those things too. And also because people didn't want me to do family stuff, but now I want to do both because they're both my experiences. Thank you for bringing that up.
Yes, of course. I'm glad that I could help you.
But because you're very, and then that makes me mad too, but not as mad as the other thing, because you're very, you know your voice so clearly, even within the crowd work. And for me, like, for example, if somebody says like, hey, I'm a banana salesman.
God damn.
Sorry. No, if I was like, I'm a turtle salesman, you would have the exact thing to say. But if you say I'm a turtle salesman, I go, I'm a bald eagle. I don't know what to say to that. Do you know what I mean? Ralph, you know this. Yeah, he has a very defined...
It sucks that I make you as mad as...
Well, what do you think that comes from?
I consider you my friend.
Where do you think that comes from, though?
I think you come on my podcast and just...
It makes me really mad, honestly. I may not be invited back just because of this, but I gotta say the truth on the podcast because it seems like you're very sincere, so I have to be sincere as well. So with two sincere people... But where do you think that comes from, though? Like, did you always have a really defined, like, thing? Do you know what I mean? Did you always have very defined... Because I remember seeing your crowd work from even beginning when you're doing colleges. I remember before, and it's so clear too. You do crowd work the same way, like you just know it. Like it's never like you don't go like, you don't say the first thing that, you know, you don't do the first thing that when people say a thing, because like, oh, that's what she said, or whatever the thing is, like those kind of stuff. It's very like and that's very hard to do. I was literally talking about this with my wife. I'm like, man, like he knows exactly. There's a couple people, you, Brian Simpson, are the two people that me and some other comics were talking about. It's very clear.
I love Brian Simpson. So
yeah,
he doesn't. He's just irreverent. He says whatever he wants, and I like that about him. But to answer your question, I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know that you. I think I'm an opinionated person, but to myself, and that's what I really love about stand up. I know I've told you this. I love that. It's such a singular art form. Like when I'm with people, even when I'm in, sometimes even when I'm in just conversations one-on-one, sometimes I'm uncomfortable, and because I can't say what it is that I necessarily want to fully say. If it, you know, there is a level of being somewhat dishonest for the purposes of candor, for the purposes of being polite, and it's so rudimentary for us to just feel like we just go along with the thing, you know. And then you know, you meet like Bill Burr, you meet him, and he's just in the green room, and he's just you can just tell he's got an issue with everything. You can tell someone comes in and, you know, like his mind is on the outside of his body all the time, and I like that he can just do that, you know. And I'm still to the place, and I think you're the same, where we're very much still like, it's not saving face, because it is genuinely how the way we feel. But I think that maybe it's just the way that I know I can speak to the way I was raised, and I think I can speak to the way you were raised as well, about like you still just have your respect. You still have, it could be banal, and it could be just the niceties of feeling like conversation, but at the same time inside, you're just like, this bothers me, I'm feeling this way. And usually it's about me. It's rare. I mean, sometimes it's about other people, but or what it is that something has affected their behavior, or their behavior has affected something. I'm always obsessed with the cause and effect of why something does that. And I think my personality is to just hang back and judge, and then I'll make that for myself, and then later on stage I have to say something. I have to say something, and otherwise it'll just drive me crazy.
We are the same way in that way.
Yeah.
That we judge silently.
Yeah.
But then after, it has to come out somewhere.
Yeah.
But do you think you would ever want to be like Bill Burr, like just have the mind on the outside? Because that seems so freeing.
It does seem freeing. But I also think he's got there has to have been maybe a very small window for somebody like Bill Burr. There has to have been a very small window where he kind of did that thing, and then maybe he just realized at one point, that doesn't matter, and I'm just gonna be who I am, And I love that. Like, I think, even Brian Simpson's a great example too. He lives somewhat on the outside, where he's just, whatever he says or does, like that's the way he feels.
Yeah.
And I've always put on that criticism lens all the time. So it's like I'm watching myself do a thing, and I think that has been magnified by my injury or by my stuttering. Like I just, every conversation I'm always like right here, wherever that lens is, it's like right here on us, or watching whatever's happening from a different place, because I'm insecure about how I'm gonna sound or how I'm gonna come off. So I don't know if that will ever be me, and I'm okay with not being Bill Burr or being similar to Bill, because that is who I am. I and by the way, I am a nice person until I'm not. I've always and it's like when I meet you, I'm not being fake with you. I'm a genuine person. I think you're the same, and there are little just things that grind away at me, and I think that there are certain things, there are certain idiosyncrasies that we become fastidious about, or we become critical of, that wouldn't bother other people, but they bother us. And that is, some of my favorite comics, they're people who, they don't get upset about things that upset other people, and then they do get upset about something that no one gets upset about.
Yeah.
It's inverted.
Yeah.
So that's there's something interesting about that, and I heavily resonate with that as well. Something that wouldn't bother anybody else. Things can be a party. There's music going on. It's quiet. It's a quaint thing. There's a charcuterie board. There's people who are this, and there's people are talking, and then and someone's showing pictures of something. Like, the whole scene is set, and I'm so mad about it. Like there's just so many things that have the appearance of pleasant and whatever, and it bothers me.
I feel like that too.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah. So, Mike, go ahead. Nah, you go ahead.
Okay. This
is your podcast. You go.
This is my podcast now. I wanted to ask you, because this is because I when I open for you, I see you interact with the crowd, and no, not with the crowd, when people are coming after the show.
Oh yeah,
right?
The meet and greet.
Yeah, the meet and greet.
Yeah, you're so awesome with that. You're so nice and just
but
so awesome.
thank you. But the thing is, you try to give everybody time, and it's very genuine, and you always want to know about the person, or like say a thing about the person to make them feel nice. And but I want to, how do you choose to give the time to what people? Like, I know like it's case by case, but what if it's like comedians, or like what if it's famous? I'm curious about, how do you navigate like with famous comedians, and also like to the people who are coming up, and that doesn't know you, and that doesn't know you personally, but they know of you, like maybe comedians that's like, hey Drew, I love you stuff, I won't open for you, or like, I'm not trying to put you in a bad position, I'm just curious about, because I want to be better at navigating, but I just curious of how you do it, like with with all levels and with like people, I'm just
I mean, I'm not good with bigger comics. I'm not. I'm too self-effacing. I'm too like just insecure, or too just like let my work speak for itself. And then if you want to talk to me, I'll be like, nice to meet you. That's just the way I am. But with younger comics, I'm so comfortable talking to them because I know that I used to be them. So you don't know the bigger comics because you're not there yet, or you're not there, so you don't know like how to. And some guy, like you see some guys, they just walk right in and talk to whoever, and it's amazing. I'm like, I wish I had that confidence. You know what I mean? I wish.
Yeah.
But I know with younger comics, I always try to be like, or I always am just nice, or I always have, I'll ask them questions. I'm interested in their life because I used to be them, and I know that no one ever did that for me. And if say, I'm in a green room with like a bigger comic and they just start talking to me like that, of course I would be a little off put, but because I would just be like, how are you talking to me? So I guess I would say it's still something that I'm just not great at navigating, but maybe in time that'll happen. Maybe it's like, it's weird to think about how there are classes of comics and how there are different levels, I guess you could say, and maybe it's just one day you find yourself in that level, or you find yourself in that group or that category, So
for the listeners, because sometimes I wondered, because if you're in the green room, right, with like a bunch of, because you are also there, it's just that maybe they're just bigger and more legendary because in the room, how do you, because in the green room is like all the comics hang out there, and sometimes it's like 2 or 3 of them that is come in the same class, and you're a class after. And it's that. And I think with the AGT thing, for me, I think I got an experience that helped me out earlier than a lot of people who maybe would have started on that same time frame or in that same timeline. So that in one way helped, but it hurt because I came up with a certain group of comedians, and then I kind of skipped. But and so it's like my class of that
comics
makes me very mad.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. You scared. I'm just joking. I had to say it.
So it's like I didn't want that. It's like of course you want the opportunity, but you don't want it to feel like you're leaving people behind, or that you're hacking a code to cheat your way somewhere. So
I don't think anybody thinks that.
But I do. I feel that way. I feel like I sometimes missed I missed a little bit of commiserating through some more difficult things.
Oh yeah, you never went through the stuff I went through, man.
Yeah.
No, but
I did laundromats, just to be fair.
I don't think you did.
I did.
You lied.
Oh, I did.
No, I'm kidding. But this is not pertaining to you, but because you have 3 hours, but sometimes when 3-4 hours, but sometimes when like a comic go like, man, his first hour was garbage. I'm like, okay, where's your hour? Do you know what I mean? Like when comics want to judge, like they're like, oh, Kevin Hart's fucking 17th special is garbage. Okay, well, where's your first hour though? Yeah. That's my thing. What are you talking about right now? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yes.
Sorry.
No, I agree. No, I agree. It's I mean, and how invested do you get in other because like how invested do you get in other comics who are in that negative place or are in that negative, and that's another part of that's another reason that I don't find myself.
I stay away.
Yeah.
I don't ever if you're that guy.
Yeah.
That is like his. I'm.
Yeah.
We're not gonna be having a longer conversation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's just negativity, and then why are you doing this?
Yeah.
It's like work on your hour.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I can't. I have nothing to contribute to the conversation.
I want to be with people who are walking in front of people. and I go, and he buys us food. Do you know what I mean? He smokes cigar, and I like those things. He eats cookies. I eat cookies.
Oh, I do. I love a good cookie.
Did the cookie
After you have a salad and then you do a cookie.
That's so good because you have to torture yourself first, and then it's like, you know how when you have a Lunchable, and then because my last Lunchable, it has to be stacked with 2 cheese, 2 meat in the middle.
Oh wow!
So then I have to eat extra crackers in the beginning to torture myself. I go, you fucking dumb fuck. You eat this shit and make your mouth dry. No water. But then when I'm eating the crackers and sucking my juices out of my mouth, I go, but at the end, you'll have a nice stack. Do you know what I mean? Why did I say that?
Your internal voice is so... it's so... you get more Taiwanese when you get more critical of yourself. You omitted some words in there.
I did?
Yeah.
What did I say?
You eat crackers.
You eat those fucking crackers, man. You stupid motherfucker, you. It's in my head, yeah. I forgot what was sorry.
No, we're just talking about the negativity.
Oh, yeah.
Of like someone saying something and just kind of hopping out of there.
Yeah.
So with the pod, I always want to ask people a time that they doubled down on themselves, because I am someone who, you know, I take risks on myself, and I know that it could sound corny, but I just mean I got myself into a position where I had to bet on myself in order for something to pay off, and many times it has not, other times it has. And I want to ask you if there was a unique time or a specific example that you can recall and what
Oh, I just thought of the example.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yes. I'm excited to hear of a time that you felt like you bet on yourself and it paid off or it backfired.
Okay. When I was 15 years old, we were selling weed and ecstasy.
Wow.
Yeah. It was a good time.
Wait,
though.
at the same time?
Yeah.
The drug was like, it was also weed
Oh,
and
no.
ecstasy? No.
It's
Okay.
two different things, but we sold both
them
things.
At the same time, yeah.
And
Yeah.
we were selling at Raves EDC. I remember 2007. That was the first time I ever went to Rave. It was a great time. But the time that I bet on myself, I didn't want to bet on myself, but my friend is like, you should bet on yourself, which we were robbing a drug dealer.
Wow.
No, but he wasn't in the house. He was not there, right? And then we were like taking his drugs.
Wow.
Yeah, so we were taking his drugs. But hold on. And then this is really bad, but you know, it was a bad time. But this is where my friend is like, you should bet on yourself, because he's like, you should take that safe. And then none of us wanted to take the safe because it was heavy. and then what are we gonna carry the safe? Fuck the safe. There's enough money laying around and weed to take. And then he's like, take the safe. And then we had to carry it into my friend's Integra and barely fit. We had to kind of break his front, because, you know, it's one of those cars where it's like you got to pull the thing up and lay the thing to the back to go get in the back. And then we put the safe, and then I remember it took us almost an hour, and it was with a rubber hammer. But I didn't want it to take it, but he forced us to take it. So sometimes you have to take the risk of getting caught and bringing a fucking 7-ton safe into a car.
Yeah.
It took us like almost an hour to break open, and it was a clay, sand, but we broke it open. This is all allegedly. This is all fantasy. Yeah. And then inside there was 2 pounds of weed and like $45,000. But we bet it on ourselves. Okay, that's a bad one. The good one is that I'm still betting on myself.
Hang on, Jason. We have to go back. You stole drugs?
Yeah, because I was 15. And then the guy, the main guy, he's like 25. He was fucking us in the asshole.
How?
What?
How?
He was taking his dick out and fucking us. No, I'm kidding. No, but he was older. And then it was a lot of guys like 17, 18, and I was always the youngest one.
Wow.
Yeah. But it was a great time because we did some drugs. We went to the raves.
Jeez.
But if we didn't grab the safe, that's the biggest thing because when you're like 15, you see 45,000 and then we split it 3 ways.
Yeah.
And
wow, you have $15,000. That's crazy. That's amazing.
Was insane, man.
Yeah.
It was insane. And but this is the type of person I am. I always bought stuff for friends because I didn't want a lot of things. I always just wanted to be with friends.
Yeah.
And then like do drugs, have a good time. And then so I always buy people food, and then it was gone after like 2-3 months. Because I just paid for everything. I was like, you need gas?
Yeah,
sorry about that, Drew.
No, you're fine. I'm shocked. There's so many things that I learned.
But the thing that I've been on myself, I'm still betting on myself for doing comedy.
Yeah.
And and I don't know. I mean, I love it. So fuck it, man.
How did you get out of this place where you were selling, stealing, drugs, money?
So, one summer, my parents was like, "You need to go back to Taiwan to get away from that." And after Taiwan, we went to Canada. But during the time that when I was in Taiwan, everybody got arrested. And the main guy that's supposed to be like, he snitched on everybody.
Oh, piece of shit.
The 4 people went to jail because of him.
Damn. Wow. Well, then that was lucky then.
I was very lucky. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like 2 months after that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and that was enough perspective for you to get in that moment to be like, hey, that could have been me.
That could have been me, but I still, to be honest, I was still like, you kind of just attract that energy when you're in that environment. And then, so when I was in Taiwan, I still was hanging out with friends that, did drugs and stuff. But I wasn't selling or anything, but I was still doing, I was still like ecstasy, a little bit of weed.
Yeah. And
drinking.
When you came back, that's when you went to college?
No, that was my junior year. So junior year, I skipped a year. I dropped out for a year because I was doing drugs. I forgot. But I worked so I went to Taiwan for a bit, and then I went to Canada. This is where Canada is. And I worked at the Sunglass Hut factory, and after I was a busser at the restaurant. And then I thought I was a man. I was like 15, 16, and for a year. And working at the factory and working at nighttime like that that gave me perspective more than like, oh, they got caught. I'm like, I'm not gonna get caught. I'm a smart guy.
Yeah, that's what every person who got caught says.
Yeah. So then that thing really changed my mind. And then I came back and did senior year in a year. Yeah. Hey, sorry I talked a lot. I'm sorry.
No, that's the point.
Thank you for being
given.
Thank you for being.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here.
You're welcome, buddy. And then you just recently had a baby. Well, your wife did.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could. Yeah. It might not have been you.
You know what, man? It might not have been me, but can we just normalize father saying I'm tired? I can never say I'm tired. I don't even try because I feel so bad.
Yeah.
But that fucks with fathers, man.
Yeah.
That hurts my heart that I can't say I'm tired.
Yeah.
But they're very tired though.
Yeah.
So I feel
bad.
But
are you tired? But you're tired, right? You could say it. Just say you're tired.
I'm fucking tired, dude.
Yeah.
No, but the thing is, I can't be tired because when I'm tired, I think of you and it gives me juice. Yeah. People take energy drinks. I go, I got it. I don't need it. I go, oh, fuck. I think of you. I go, oh fuck, yeah. No, really though, man. There's not a lot of people, but that's why I know it's weird to talk about people's success, but you work seriously very hard on top of talent. Yeah, some people sometimes is talent doesn't get you, but yeah, you also have to work very hard, and you're very So that I know I talked about that several times throughout, but I just want to say that there is no way anybody could be successful like this if they didn't work hard. Yeah. So that really makes me angry. No. So whoever wants to do stuff and be a good comedian, yeah, you also have to work very hard. And you can't just be eating dates and shit. If you eat dates, you're not selling out weekends. If you eat dates, how's that? Sorry, I sidetracked. Well, what did you want to say? Sorry, what did you want to say?
I don't even remember what I was gonna say.
You know what? I like the color that you chose for the thing too. Like you wear purple, green. Your fashion is interesting too.
Oh, I want to get rid of all the shit in my closet. I want just one outfit. I want just like a t-shirt, jeans. That's it. Dark colors. Go on stage. Go out.
What color t-shirt though?
Probably black. Black t-shirt, black pants.
Sometimes I wear stuff because you want to look nice for the camera.
Sure.
But I don't want it.
Yeah.
I just want to wear like a white t-shirt.
Yeah, of course. I think almost every photo or video I've ever seen you in, you're in a white V-neck.
That's my favorite.
Yeah. And dude, you go hard at the gym. You go harder than the gym than any other person I've ever seen. Every video where you're like, I can't even see the video because there's droplets of perspiration.
I sweat a lot.
On the lens, yeah.
I sweat. You also work out too. But yeah, I sweat a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But it makes me feel good.
That's good. But I've never seen anybody go hard. Like it's like you have under here.
I sweat.
And here where you can't even see how big your ear actually is because there's water underneath it. So you can't tell where your earlobe stops.
I gotta hurt.
Yeah, I was like obviously I work and that I'm running for something, but I see your videos. I'm like, that guy's he actually ran from something.
Yeah. The thing is like, so when when people exercise, they go, man, let me have a good time, like exercise, be healthy. But when I work out, I have to think of things to motivate me. I have to be like, ooh, this guy's gonna rape my mom.
What?
Yeah. I have to think of that. I have to, because if I don't, then why are you working out? Why are you here? Go home and eat dates and touch yourself. So I have to think of crazy things like, ooh.
Wait, in the event that someone is, heaven forbid, raping your mom, what?
I do 4 pull-ups. He goes away. 4 extra ones. So if I'm not pulling up and I go, he's about to put it in.
So your mom's over the wall and you just see her 4 times? If anything, you're encouraging the raper by doing this motion.
Yeah. So I think of that. I think of that to get extra juice.
Are there other examples, or is it just that one?
No, that one, and also I talk to myself because my sister exercised with me before, and after the workout, she's like, "You're crazy," because it's not like because there's a lot of, I'm not close to like any athlete that is doing it even at a collegiate level, but to me it's really hard. So I would talk to myself. I'll go, see, nobody loves you. I told you. I do. I say it out loud by myself alone when nobody's around. I go, I told you, nobody loves you. And but you know who does love you? Pain. I say that. He's always gonna be there, and you love it. I go, you love it. I say it seriously. I go, you love it, Jason.
In this voice?
Yeah. No. It's more dismissive. See? Nobody loves you.
Oh.
You love pain. Pain loves you. So just fucking do it, you pussy. You're a piece of shit. Like that.
You say these outside thoughts.
Outside thoughts.
Outside of
because I
yourself,
have to
you
hear
say them.
hearing it. You enjoy it a little more.
Can't
You can't just think it. You say it, and now your ear indulges it. They go, nom, 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 nom. And you do formal pull-ups. And then after that, I come back to regular society. Yeah.
JasonCheny.com.
Jason Cheny. Joe, I'm sorry that today I interrupt you with some bald eagle things.
You did not.
Thank you so much.
It was so worth it.
It's really, I want to say my thing.
Yes, go ahead and say your
I'm
thing.
very honored. Seriously. It's really nice. Because I really do. I know everything that I said. I know sometimes you see a podcast and then you go, man, do you see like really Hollywood podcast people complimenting each other for like the whole time?
Sure.
But the thing is like, my wife knows you. Do you know what I mean? Like, Cole Garrett and I, we talk about you, and Rachel, I'm like, man, Drew has 3 things. So, but the thing is like, it really does inspire me, and I respect a lot of, you're great. The writing and everything, I already said it, but it's just because you do inspire me to do better and be more efficient with my time. And I appreciate that and the energy that you give. So it's really nice. It's I really appreciate our friendship.
Yeah.
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 Anything else. So I thank you for having me.
Yeah.
It means a lot. I really appreciate you.
Of course, buddy. I don't like when I see podcasts and I feel like it's bullshit, but I don't think yours and my relationship is at all bullshit.
No.
I think I have healthy admiration for everything that you do and who you are. So JasonCheny.com is where you can find tickets to go see him. He's absolutely hilarious. You will not regret it. Always a pleasure just getting to hang out with him in under the guise of working. Anything else that you want to plug?
Yeah, would just please see my video that is of my stand-up comedy. Is called the Not Special Special. It's on YouTube's. The sound quality is not great, and the video quality is not great, but the material is okay. And I say okay because I'm insecure about it. But I also don't want to be like, it's garbage, because then you wouldn't watch it. So then...
It's really good.
I
Go
love
check
you.
out Jason Cheny. Thanks so much for being here, buddy.
I love you, Drew.
I love you, buddy.
Okay, bye-bye.